Hi, welcome to Base Editing with Daisy. Today I wanted to take a look at skies and how they can affect the color of your objects and the mood of your base. So right now I have this set to indoor lighting and the Atlas Park sky, which is the default sky that you get in your base editor when you first set up your base. So you can see that inside the base walls, it's well lit. Outside the base walls, you can see the glow of the objects better, but you can't see the colors of things. So if I change in the options to a different lighting type, like the outdoor sky lighting, suddenly you can see a huge difference. You can see colors, you can see all the objects, you can see where you're going. And of course there's the outdoor with shadows, which is a little bit dimmer, but still pretty much the same idea. So that's with this kind of sky, but there are other skies that can provide kind of an interesting effect. And I just wanted to show a few of those to you. We have just like dark skies, like the Boomtown's not a lot different, it's just a little bit gray. We have several gray skies, like dense fog is kind of gray. Cimarrora is kind of gold and dusty. And then you have things like Granville, which is kind of a sunset, an orange or angry look to it. You can see the different things just look a little bit different in each sky. One of my favorites is Night Ward. The interesting thing about Night Ward is if you look at these items here, these are tech planters, and there's also a tech cement plate. Well, for the Night Ward sky, these items only come on at night. For instance, I will change the default sky to something like space. Now it's daytime, so even on space you can see colors, the sun is out, and these planters are not lit. But as soon as I go back to the Night Ward, where it's always night, now these things are going to be lit all the time. And you notice you still have a certain amount of color, although you can't see that this tree is, for instance, orange. But you can see the lights that individual things have quite well, and things still have shadows. There is still a day and a night, even in the Night Ward setting. There are other kind of fun skies, like there's the Storm Palace sky, which, as you can see, it changes the tone of everything again, gives it kind of an purplish cast, or a little bit of a, like it's under a blue light or a black light here. You can see objects that reflect. I mean, they have to have light to be able to reflect, and so it kind of depends on what kind of light you have on those objects, because if I go back to my indoor lighting, you can see this has a lot of light, so it's very shiny right now, whereas this doesn't have a lot of light shining on it, so you can't see the reflections very well. So just kind of keep these things in mind when you are planning your base. I'm going to turn it back to outdoor skylighting, so you can see, like I said, these trees are different colors, the floors look different in different lightings, the rocks look different in different lightings. We have like the zombie apocalypse, which is an entirely different kind of rosy tint to everything, rosy orange tint. And there's the lighted paths, which I'm not quite sure what to do with this lighting, because after a very short time you get into this just fog, this light fog, so you can barely see anything. It's kind of like a bright version of the dense fog, which is another sky that you can have, but it really only just makes things kind of monotone gray, but you can still see colors. Oh, there, it got a little bit more dense. and you have the Ritke invasion, and just all these different kinds of skies. So if you want a green tint or a blue tint or an orange tint or a purple tint or kind of a red rose tint, you can kind of find it in the skies. There are also some of these skies in your items. Instead of being over here in options for a general sky over the whole base, you have these skies that you can place. And let me just go to this tab here. You have, like, if you have one sky that you want for most of the base, but there's one area you want to have lit differently, then you can place a sky. You can see I have the box outlined right here, and it's about 16, 4x4 squares, but when I place it, there's no change in the general base. But if I go down to that area and then look up, well, suddenly I'm in the Atlas Park sky and everything is a different color. And if I were to do, say, Night Ward here, well, then I can look up and see the Night Ward sky, but the rest of my base is experiencing the zombie invasion. So those are just a few of the different things that you can do. Now, I do want to kind of caution you on these placed skies. The meteor fall and the vortex clouds, they don't have a box. They're a much larger effect. I'm not quite sure how big the effect actually is, but I do know that with the meteor fall, as of right now, that effect can linger even after you delete it. So I don't recommend placing that because it's possible, I'm still trying to find this out at this time, it's possible that that effect is not going to be one that you can ever get rid of until they fix that bug. So those are just a few thoughts and examples of different types of lighting in your base and how they can affect the colors of objects and the overall mood of your base. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks. Bye.